Hello, YouTube. YouTube. Gonna wait for a few minutes for people to join. Friday night. Everybody's partying, huh? We got one person. You are the lucky first person who gets to ask me anything you want. So welcome, guys. Welcome. We did a live session just now for our online students in depth. We spent about an hour and decided to check in with you guys as well, see if you have any questions. Miss Mandeep Kaur from Punjab. How are you, Miss Mandeep? Ask me anything, guys. All your questions, PTE related. I got exactly 10 minutes. Make it count. Have you taken the exam before? Sarojit Kaur, how are you? Ask me anything, guys. Don't waste a lot of time. Hello, Prabjit Chaswal. Sojung, that must be Korean. How to answer repeat sentences? Great. So look, for repeat sentences, the shorter ones you should be able to get. 8 to 10 words, I'm sure you're smart enough to get. For the longer ones that are 15, 16, 17 words, you need to focus. You need to make sure the first 50% are as correct, as precise as possible. And after that, let's say you miss a few words, just say something to maintain your fluency, but you want to have the same duration of the sentence as in the audio. But make sure the first 5 to 6 words especially are very, very crucial. You mess those up, your listening is going to go way down. Tricks for reorder, Parveen. So Parveen, always try to find the topic sentence, the sentence which talks about the whole paragraph. And usually that one is going to have a proper noun or other kinds of nouns. It will not have pronouns. So if they say, he said this, who's he? She went out with her friend. Who is she? Or if you have sentences starting with however, or yet, or but, or in addition, or in contrast, those cannot be your first sentences. So try to find the independent sentence, the topic sentence, and then try to find the most obvious pairs. So if, for example, a sentence says, but it was actually very difficult. But it was actually very difficult. I know that the sentence before that is going to talk about something that's easy or simple because the word but represents a contrast. Or if they give you a very obvious clue and they say, those boys were very noisy, you're going to look for boys or children or kids in the previous sentence. So find the first sentence and try to find the easiest pairs. Manikandan Prakash, sorry, difficult to pronounce your name. Subhash, how are you, Subhash? What is the secret to achieving good in speaking? So if you're listening to me right now, Subhash, I don't shut up for more than half a second. It's pretty much my job to talk nonstop. So you do the same thing. In some questions, content is more important. Like obviously in Retell Lecture, content matters. But questions like describe image, as long as you're talking about the context, the content on the picture, and you're not saying, I have a very beautiful image in front of me, let me have a closer look at it. It's got yellow and blue color, and the blue is my favorite color, but the picture is black and white, that's a problem. So describe image, talk nonstop. I do recommend following a template, but say information relevant to the picture. Retell Lecture, again, I also recommend writing using a format and try to get as many keywords from the audio as you can, which are nouns, adjectives, and verbs. Should we use template for essay? Yes, do use a template for essay, but please do not just download one from WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups and from your auntie who supposedly got 90 overall in the exam, because a lot of the formats that circulate around the internet, they're outdated and hundreds and thousands of people use them. So one format that we were using 2 years ago, we changed it because we noticed students that we've never even met were coming to us and they're showing us the format they use, and it was the format that we made. So because of that, every 6 to 8 months, we change it up. So yeah, if you use a format, it's fine, but make sure it's one of the recent ones, not one of the old ones. Okay. Manikandan Prakash is asking, any change this year? Yes, there are changes every year. It already started. They're messing around with the number of questions. So you might get 4 summarized spoken texts, you might get 5 dictations, you might get 1 retell lecture, you might get 15 repeat sentences, you might get 10 read alouds, you might just get 6 repeat sentences. So they're messing up with a number of questions, and it's very common nowadays for people, especially if have taken the exam more than 10, more than 15 times, to get 22, 24, or even 27 questions in listening, although they don't give them a lot of extra time to actually complete them. So a lot of people really struggle big time. Should we use template? Any changes? Tricks for retell lecture, please. So look, for retell lecture, follow format, but make sure your format is not too wordy. So you want to have at least, at the bare minimum, 20 keywords from the audio, and you need a format to maintain the fluency. And actually, this week we'll be putting out a video on YouTube, so stay tuned, follow our channel, subscribe, about how to take notes in retell lecture and in summarized spoken text both. So I'll be posting a video that I made at some point this upcoming week. Do we get the time length in minutes for repeat sentences during the exam? Sorry, I don't understand the question. Time length in minutes. Can you clarify? Tips for summarized written text and summarized spoken text. Summarized written text, don't cross 75 words. And actually, ideally, don't write more than 65. Trust me, very few people have proper grammar or good enough grammar to get full marks in writing if they write 70 words. It's very difficult. So if you're writing 70, 75 on the dot, chances are your writing is going to go down because your grammar is not good. And typically, if you write less than 40, you will not get enough content to get marks in reading section. And summarized spoken text, don't cross 70. You cross 70, it's 0. Amar is asking, in my first attempt, I've scored listening 78, reading 76, speaking 90, writing 76. Please suggest me where to improve. I need 80. You need 79. So I believe you had spelling errors in listening, fill in the blanks most likely, and you also made a few mistakes in dictation. So that's going to take care of your listening and your writing. As for your reading, it's hard to tell without having spoken to you because you're really close, but most likely you're just missing a fill in the blanks or a few reorders. So you should really practice the real exam questions. You should have a good question bank to practice from. How to improve fill in the blanks in reading. Look, part of it, it's going to be hard to explain in the remaining 3 minutes I have left. Part of it is knowing the grammar. So if something happens in the past, you're going to look for EDs or second form of the verb. If you have the word to in front of the blank, you're going to look for first form. You're going to look for something neutral or it's in infinitive form. If you have 2 words with similar meaning, for example, company and business and enterprise, you want to use the more academic word. If they give you words again with similar meaning that all have the same definition, you want to use the one that's more specific. If I say I'm showing you something, or if I'm highlighting something, highlighting is more appropriate if I'm talking about a book. So even though both have the same meaning, most of you guys pick the easy word, but you should be picking the harder word. Let's see, where can we get the latest formats? We make them from scratch, so I'm not sure if you can get them anywhere online. Please help me in repeat sentences, already mentioned. Make sure the first 5, 6 words are perfect. After that, just say something to maintain your fluency and try to catch the last 2 or 3 words. If you have 2 WE essays, and 2 SST, is there a higher chance to get a better result? Doesn't matter, because what they do is typically in 2 sections you'll have more questions, in 2 sections you'll have fewer questions. So they even it out, they always add up to 90. So it depends what's your area of strength, but having 2 essays is like a piece of cake, doesn't make a difference. Could you please discuss tips for highlight correct summary? So Mani, Aman, I did have a video about highlight correct summary, and also 𝗠ecie 𝗠nie, the other director, the other teacher, I believe in her live video last week or the week before, she covered it in detail. So you can watch that. Thanks a lot. I tried reaching out to you. Oh, Amar, okay. However, I couldn't get to you. Amar, I'm not sure where you tried to contact me. The best place to contact us and our team is Dream PTE Coaching on Facebook. And yeah, or message us on WhatsApp directly, which is, the number is +61 423 058 115. +61 423 058 115. So if, yeah, but Facebook is probably best, Facebook message. I practiced over 300 samples for repeat sentences and write from dictation. I'm still panicked about new questions that are streaming. Look, for repeat sentences, there are thousands. There are thousands. Don't count on getting anything repeated. You might get 1 or 2. You will not get 10 repeated or 12. For those, know how to do it. Get used to taking initials. Get used to catching as many words as you can in the beginning, and maybe the last 3 or 4 if you can manage. For dictation, there's only about 500 to 530 sentences that come into your exam. A lot of them are similar, just slight variations. But yeah, so if you're studying in a place that has the complete question bank, those you can practice very easily. Repeat sentences focus on the technique rather than memorizing. Suppose the Retell lecture was gone completely wired, then what should I have to do? So George, speak nonstop. Say, my name is George Rivin, and I come from this and this country, and I like to eat chicken tikka, and I like to eat, blah, 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 blah. You need to at least maintain your fluency to get marks in speaking, and try to recall some words from Retell lecture. But don't stop talking. Don't close your eyes and pray to God. It's not going to help. Just say something that you can recall and talk nonstop. 2 essays is good or bad? 2 essays doesn't make a difference. 1, 2 essays, same thing. Not a big deal. If you failed writing, it's probably not because of writing. It's probably because of your listening section, SST and dictation specifically. Thank you, Amar. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate your attention. Suman Shrestha. Hello, Suman. Tips for writing summarize what? Summarize written text, spoken text? Not sure. How to find select missing word. Kalidas Gare. If you failed the listening section, I can bet you anything you want it's not because of select missing word. It's only worth 1 mark. Use your common sense. Use your best judgment. Just pick something and focus on the more important questions like highlight correct summary, SST, and write from dictation, and repeat sentence, Retell lecture. Those alone will help you pass listening. And guys, within the next minute, I'll be signing out. Praprit Jaswal, no problem. Thank you very much. Appreciate the good karma. Appreciate the good feedback. Genuinely. Best of luck. I got the number. We'll try to reach out to you. And no problem, Amar. How to answer repeat sentence. So Giovanni, we already mentioned it earlier. Just watch the replay of this video tomorrow. Guys, any other questions? Anything else, PTE, non-PTE? Happy to help. Any tips to be confident in speaking? Follow a template, practice it a lot. And I'll give you an advice. Please don't disclaimer. Here's a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. So take it with caution. I'm just going to tell you a story of what one of our students did. I don't recommend it. I don't encourage it. I'm just going to tell you the story. So this girl was really nervous when it came to speaking because she had some bad experience and it was going up and down. Anyways, she got her score now. She got her invitation now. But what she told us after the exam, she was so nervous. She had 2 or 3 glasses of red wine before the exam. And whenever she was doing the speaking section, she was a little bit tipsy and the words were not getting stuck on her tongue. She could, speak more confidently. So I don't encourage it. I don't recommend it. I'm just saying it worked for her. But don't forget, she's been practicing a lot. It was just a mental barrier that she was nervous. But yeah, focus on knowing a format, memorizing the format, repeating that format 100 times or more. You're going to get 90 in speaking. How to practice describe image, how to memorize the structure. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Look, we have a format. We've used a few formats over the years. Maybe I'll even share 1 or 2 with you guys shortly. But basically, even if you don't follow a format, follow a structure. For example, say what kind of image it is, read the heading, read the numbers, and maybe mention a few figures. So for example, I'm looking at my own reflection here in the video, right on the screen. And I can say what I have in front of me is a picture, and it is clearly showing a gentleman speaking on video. It is represented in a form of different colors. I can clearly see that the first factor is the green color, which illustrates the polo or the t-shirt that the gentleman is wearing. However, the next thing that I see is the red color, which is visible in the chairs in the background. And lastly, I can also see the green color, which is showing the plant that is located on the table behind the gentleman. And it's also very tall and skinny, and it's very beautiful and healthy. So overall, this is the image of the gentleman that's wearing a green shirt and has red color and green color and white color in the background of the office. So that's just a rough example without a format. You can do the same thing with bar graphs and line graphs. For example, the image in front of me is a bar graph, and it is clearly showing the percentage of a population by region. The image measures the data in the form of dollars, which is on the left-hand side, and it's got the numbers from 0 to $1 million USD. The first visible number is $100, which is showing the year 1995. The next year is visible between 1996 and 1997, which is increased, and the final year that I can see is blah, 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 blah. So you see that just without preparation, have some kind of a structure. So you have the habit of always saying image, heading, y-axis, x-axis, and maybe a few of the numbers. Hopefully that was helpful. And if you were to record my voice, you would see it was like this the whole time. You wouldn't see a lot of these pauses, because you do this, you're gone. Thank you, guys. Practice makes perfect. Yes. Do you need to use this complex sentences and describe image? You don't. You can say really simple words, but you need to fill it with something to maintain the duration. You want to speak for longer. And if I'm liking written discourse, that means your essay idea is not good. So focus on giving words related to the topic, synonymous to the topic. What's the minimum number of words for SWT? Typically no less than 35 or 40. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. Sania, really appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. Please, if this brings any value to you, like our videos. It means a lot. It helps us know what questions are useful to you, and so we can make more of that content. And stay tuned. This week we'll be posting a video on repeat sentences, and we will also most likely be posting a reading mock test. So please, as always, a lot of valuable advice we give in the comment section of the videos. Feel free to ask your questions there. We'll be answering. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. God bless and happy studying. Enjoy your weekend. See you later.